Hey, I apologize. Yeah, I screwed that up. I'm going to do better. Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barad with the Yes to Real Estate podcast show on the CC Network. Super excited to be here today. Episode number 4. That's correct. Number 4. We have a great topic today about balance and communication. Yes, I know. I'm speaking to the millions. It's going to be amazing today. But before we get started, big shout out to my lovely wife, Joanne Barad. Joanne, thank you so much for your love, your compassion. Thank you for doing great things within the company and also being one half of Yes to Real Estate. My wife, Joanne, she's the interior, exterior designer and also the stager of all of our new construction and flips. So thank you, Joe, so much for what you do. Thank you, Chase Barad. He's my son. He's 5 years old. That's right. He's been in the game since he's been 1.5. Actually, maybe about 9 months crawling and looking at homes. Son, Dad is super proud of what you're doing for the company, the value that you're adding at such a young age, and I'm excited about what you're doing now and the future. And my lovely daughter, Skylar Barad. Yes, she's 2. She's the queen of Yes to Real Estate. Skylar, Dad is super proud of you. Thank you for your hunger and desire to learn and to move in your calling. As a father of a 5 and 2-year-old in the business, I have learned very quickly that Chase and Skylar are not the same. Each have his own strengths and challenges, and both operate and move in a different way. And me as a father is learning how to navigate each one and to focus on what they're good at so they can continue to grow. A big shout out to the team, Voss and Jeannie of Yes to Real Estate, the marketing team. They are the ones behind the postings, the Instagram, the Facebook, the whole movement of Yes to Real Estate is big shout out to the marketing team. Voss and Jeannie, thank you so much for your desire to help grow Yes to Real Estate and taking on that mission. And our analytics guy, which is also a part of marketing, Michael came onto the team, and he's our numbers guy. He's the one that tells us how many people showed up to the event, what were some of the things they like and didn't like, what are some of the things we need to implement, what's getting us the most views, and implement them. So Voss, Michael, and Jenny, thank you so much for what you do for the marketing and branding. And then we have Diamond, our transaction coordinator. All right. For most people, the emails, Diamond is always in the emails. And she's our GC. That's right. For new construction. She knows all about the soft costs, the hard costs, and implementing the contractors to come together to fulfill the end product, which is new construction. And then we have Ashley, she's one half of Russ Green Properties, and she also part of Yes to Real Estate. Her and I, we do a lot of new construction and rehabs together, and partnership is crucial for the growth of your business. If you're not able to partnership and grow and learn how to work with another company, another person, then it'll be hard for you to go to the next level. So Ashley, thank you for joining Yes to Real Estate along with Russ Green. So thank you so much. So today we're talking about balance and communication. My. So most of you, everyone see, and most people didn't know for a while, I was working full time and doing real estate. So I was selling homes, helping people buy homes, building, rehabbing. I was doing all of that. Plus I had, I wouldn't say a 9 to 5. I was actually having a 4 to 4, a 12-hour shift at the refinery. So we're talking about balance and communication. And I would say this, working your business and working your W-2 at the same time were one of the most challenging things for me, because in both arenas you have to give 100%, right? If you're going to grow your business, right, your W-9, you have to give it 100%. And then if you're going to be relevant and continue to learn and grow and add value to your company on your W-2, you have to give 100% as well. And for a while, I did it, and I just recently started working at the refinery. But I have learned a valuable lesson is that when people make excuses on the reason why they can't succeed, it's nothing but an excuse, right? So when a person tells me, well, Andre, you want to understand because You just focus on real estate. I'm like, no, I do understand. Actually, I'm still working a W-2. And most people wouldn't know because I was able to balance the two. I was able to balance W-2 and the W-9 at the same time. So for all my entrepreneurs who are out there working a job as well and doing real estate, I'm here to let you know that you can do it for a period of time. Let me say that again. You can do it for a period of time, because the one thing that I have learned that was a challenge for me is to continue to give both my job and my real estate business 100%, and then not including being a father 100% and being a husband 100%. So that's 4 different things I had to spread across the table. And over a period of time, something always gives. I don't care what anyone say, something always gives. Your job, your being an entrepreneur, being a husband, or being a father, something gives when it comes to balance and communication and trying to do everything. But I'm here to tell you that you are able to do some of it at a great level for a short period of time. So eventually I left my job to where I just do real estate full time. I'm a father and a husband, and it's great because something had to give, and then the job is what gave. Along with balance and communication, we talked about work. Balance and communication also has been a husband. One thing my wife and I do is, my wife is real big on communication, right? And she would tell me quickly if I'm getting out of place. And she would tell me quickly if she's not happy with something. So, Joanne, I know you're watching this, and you know I'm telling the truth, okay? So my wife, as being an entrepreneur, I realized that I go heavy in, right? I give 100%. So as I was building the business, I would begin to not focus on my wife. So I was going in on the business. I'm meeting up with everyone else, other women in real estate now. I'm talking about real estate, other women in real estate, other guys real estate, and just I was making time for everyone else who wasn't my wife. Because in my mind, I was thinking, hey, you know what? We need to get the funds. We need to build our brand. We need to do our marketing. I need to get in front of people. Joe, we need to build our business. And my wife was telling me, hey, I understand you need to build your business, build the business. Number one, I want to make sure I'm a part of the business, right? And then number two, I want to make sure you make time for me as well. So having that conversation with my wife, understanding that as I'm building the business, as we are building the business, number one, I can't leave my wife out, right? As far as the business wise. And then number two, spending time with my wife as her husband and making sure that she getting the quality time that she needs as well. After having a conversation with her, I realized that while the business was growing, I began to be the identity of the business. People start seeing me as Yes to Real Estate. And it's not just me. It's me, my wife, it's the team. So after having a conversation with my wife about it, we was very, put a lot of time and effort to make sure that people understood that Yes to Real Estate is just more than just one person. It's a team. That you are Yes to Real Estate. I am Yes to Real Estate. The millions of people who's watching right now that you can't see behind us, but they are behind us, they are Yes to Real Estate, right? And I began to understand that with talking with my wife in that manner. So I would say in balance and communication, if you have a significant other, please sit down and talk with them. I'm so thankful that my wife talked with me and let me know her emotions and feelings, because we was able to correct the challenge before it got out of hand. It's nothing like going all in on a business and building an empire and you're no longer with the person that you started with, right? Number two is being a father, right? So one thing my wife will always tell me is that she said, Andre, the one thing I do know about you, that you love your kids. And I remember she made a statement to me. She said, the one thing I do know about you is that you love your kids. You love Chase, you love Scholar, and that you can't do without them. but Andre, I don't feel like you love me the way I need to be loved. And it hurted, right? And it took me back, and I began to think, because my wife wanted me and not the business. Let me say that again. She wanted me to be present. She was happy with the business because we all eating from the business, but also she wanted me. And one thing I had to learn very quickly is that I have to make sure home is taken care of. Because if home is not taken care of, everything that we're doing as entrepreneurs is in vain, right? So I had that conversation with her and correct some challenges, and now we are growing in that. So now you see my wife more in the business. You see her when the interior and the exterior design. You see her doing the staging, because I realize is that in order for us to go to the next level and to make sure that my wife appreciate that she knows that I appreciate her, she's more involved in the business and the decision making of what we do when we flip a home or when we do new construction. And so with the kids and being a father, I bring Chase and Scholar to as many events as possible. The Yes to Real Estate event, other events that goes on in the community. And then when I'm showing homes or doing projects or rehab or new construction, I bring them along. It's because I want them to see a couple of things. I want them to be present, right? Because one thing I have learned is that most of the things are caught, not taught. Well, so what did I mean? Most of the things that your kids do is that they start seeing you doing it and they start acting it out, right? So when my son shake other people's hands and make eye contact or smile, right? I didn't teach him that. He see dad do that. So anytime I introduce Chase, shake hand, smile, make eye contact. Why is Chase doing that? Well, he sees dad's doing that. He's around me. He's everywhere I go, he's there with me. So he's in my environment. I'm in his environment. And he's seeing dad operate in that role. And so he begins to do it. And then for my daughter, Scholar, with me being a father, she's going to learn firsthand of how a man should treat a woman based on how I treat her mom. So if I'm opening the door for my wife, anytime we go somewhere, Scholar is seeing that, right? Right now, I open the door for her as well and put her in the car seat, right? But she sees that. So as she gets older, she's going to continue to expect that as well. How I talk with her mom, right? How I communicate with her mom. All of that, as far as being an entrepreneur father, is so crucial to growth. And the balance in communication is crucial for the success of the business as well. The more that your kids see you involved and interact with the mom or father around the business, the more they're going to pick up and see.
Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson. And when I'm not DJing and giving people the vibes, I'm cultivating a community at Community Cultivation Network. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you. We'd love for you to view our podcast. Not only are we the best, we're the best. And if you don't believe us, that's too bad. We love you. From here and everywhere else.
Now let's get back to cultivating community. Yes. With being a father and a husband is being vulnerable. You know, having real conversation with my wife on if she have a challenge and saying, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I apologize. Yeah, I screwed that up. I'm going to do better. Right? And it took everything in me to start working on that, right? Because I didn't grow up seeing that. I didn't grow up seeing the communication. I didn't grow up seeing, hearing my parents say, I apologize, or yeah, I messed up here. Or, I see what I can do better. I'm going to continue to work on this situation. Being vulnerable as an entrepreneur husband is crucial for the success of the business, because if something happens with the business, my wife would know that I would be transparent with her and say, I dropped the ball on that. That's my fault. I'm going to do better. So That is crucial as well, being vulnerable and saying to your significant other that you don't know, or we need help with this, or you are better than me with this. Let's go to your route. All right. For example, when it comes to the decorating the home, our new construction, the flips, going on trips, whatever we do, when it comes to that, my wife does it all. You know why? Because she does it very well. Even dressing me when we go out, my wife dressed me, right? So, because she's good at it. So, me just say, hey, Joe, you good at this? What you think I should wear? What you want me to wear? How you want to do this home? What you have in mind? And I just fall in line and let her do her thing, because it does a couple of things. It add value to her because she really feel a part of this. We were able to sell the home for a higher price, right? New construction and flips, and both parties are happy and we're growing with each other. Another thing about balance and communication is, because of Yes to Real Estate have grown so much, it's being the leader, right? The leader of Yes to Real Estate. And with being a leader, I have to first learn how to follow, right? I have a mentor, someone that I look up to, reading books, information, but also with being a leader is saying, hey, you know what? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Hey, you know, that's a great question. I never thought about that. Let's implement it. So one of the things about balance and communication is being a great leader and hiring and bringing in the right team. We have a great team at Yes to Real Estate. People, buyer agent, transaction coordinator, GC, marketing team, branding team, analytics team, interior, exterior designer, stager. Everybody have their role. And I learned, as a great leader, you have to learn how to delegate. When I first started this business, I was doing everything. And we did $3.7 million, and it took everything in me to do it. But as we start bringing in new people and start delegating, and I just start leading and then let people do their thing, the business began to grow. We had more influence, more branding, more marketing. He was able to get in front of more people because I started to understand what a true leader is, right? So with being a leader, you have to understand that in order to go far, you need people who are committed to the vision. And so with being a great leader, I understood that I wanted to bring people on who believed in the vision, who cared about the vision, but also as a leader, you want to make sure that your team eats very well as well. You do not want to be the only one making money and winning, and then everybody else on the team is barely making it, right? My whole mission is that my whole team gets to eat with me first. Right? If I'm eating, the team is going to be eating right next with me. It's not going to be like I'm eating and then once I'm full, then I go give the rest to the team. No. I'm eating, the team is eating with me, and then what that does is it brings a sense of oneness to the whole team. So now the team feels comfortable speaking up and say, hey, I propose that we go this route because of this and this, right? And it just very well for the whole team. For example, Michael, our analytics guy, when we brought him onto the team, I knew he'd be great value. So our first feature, once he came on, he got us on Eventbrite, right? Instagram, to where people can say, hey, I'm coming to the field trip. So people had to register, right? It was organized for the very first time, right? And then once that happened, he was able to collect some data, and he said, hey, people are saying they are tired of being under the shade tree. People want to sit down. They want refreshments. They want drinks, right? And they want an environment for it can be comfortable. Well, at the same time, I met Jazzy, our owner of CC Network, who also started her network and her event center. And then we had our first annual Yes to Real Estate field trip on the inside. And we had over 250 people present. Why? Because as a leader, I listened to the voice of the people who's on the team and said, let's do it. If you're going to do great things as a leader, as a company, as an organization, You must have people on the team who are visionaries and listen to your visionaries as well. That leads to being a visionary. So when we started Yes to Real Estate, it started out of necessity. The field trip started out of necessity. When I first got started in real estate, nobody wanted to share information with me. I would see people doing flips, nobody wanted to share. New construction, nobody wanted to share. And I said to myself, this is not a great feeling. And the Lord put it on my heart. He said, well, if it's not a great feeling, do something about it. So me and my son, Chase Barrage, started the Yes to Real Estate field trip going on 3 years ago. And it was just him and I. And I gave the first field trip to him forcefully. I said it, yes. And it started with him. And then I began to say, you know what? Other people need to hear this. And then I started posting on Facebook and Instagram. Then it went from Chase and I, then my wife, forced her to. Then it went to other people. So we had 10 people show up, 7 people show up, 15, 20. And then it got so overwhelming because I was trying to do it myself, shut it down. Then I met Voss and Jenny. We started marketing, started back up. And once we started back up with the right team, we had, I think, 55 people come to the event. So from 5 to 7 to 10, shut it down and started back up with the right marketing team, with the right team in place. We had 55 people. So it just shows, as being a visionary, you might have the vision, but you still need a team to bring it to play. And the right team can take you places. Here at the CC Network, it's the right team. The Mad Production, right? Steve-O Radio, right? Mad Marketing, CC Network. The right team can take your vision to the next spot. We're here doing the podcast, and all of this started with a vision with Jazz and her team. And when Jazz told me about starting a podcast, I'm like, me? Yes, a real estate podcast? She said, yes, it'll be great. You're great for it. This is your season. And now on episode 4, season 2, we really have some great momentum. So thank you, CC Network, the whole production team, for being visionaries, believing in the message and believing in the team. So thank you guys so much. And then the last thing I want to talk about is being a businessman or a businesswoman. Anytime there's balance and communication, there's always money somewhere involved. And one thing I have realized is that with being a businessman or businesswoman is that being transparent, right? Making sure the team eats, making sure you have direction for the company. The one thing that we believe here at the CC Network is that we are speaking to millions of people, an audience of millions of people that we're speaking to share our message on the Yes to Real Estate podcast. And sometimes you might sound silly when you are growing and developing and going to the next level. But I'm here to tell you that every businessman, every businesswoman started with a vision, started with a dream, started with a right now situation that blossomed into something great. So I'm just here to encourage you that as a man, as a woman who might be married, dating, or thinking about marriage, is that balance and communication is crucial for the growth of your business. You have the success of Yes to Real Estate right now is because my wife and I communicated, right? We had some real detailed communication to where she was upset, I was upset. But the one thing that we both agree on, we love each other and we want it to work. So we figure out the balancing part, right? So my wife and I, we spend at least 1 week, 1 day out the week together, just me and her. I shut everything down and we just spend time together, right? Throughout the day, no kids or anything. And then every other week we do something with the kids, right? And then communication also is when she tells me, hey, Andre, you need to slow down. I need some me time. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, wife. I'm sorry, baby. Let me do that, right? And then for me, hey, Joe, I need some me time, right? Wink, wink. But, it's very, very crucial to understand that balance and communication is crucial for marriage, entrepreneurship, and real estate. So you see the success because we have the balance, we have the communication, but it's constantly growing. And constantly growing. And I just want to leave you with this. Add the balance, add the communication, add the team. Be a great leader, a leader that listens, a leader that adjusts, a leader that give ear to constructive criticism, which is going to be important for your growth, right? You got to be able to say, yeah, you ain't doing good, or you need to do better. All of that together, you have success and growth of what you need to go to the next level. So, thank you, the millions of people. Thank you for saying yes to balance. Yes. Thank you for saying yes to communication. Thank you for saying yes to leadership. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you at the top. Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barra with the Yes to Real Estate podcast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and check out our other episodes right here on the Community Cultivator Network and the Yes to Real Estate podcast. See you at the top.